When we cut to. Hello, everyone.
Hey, y'all.
Howdy.
How are we all doing today? I'm so glad you guys could stop by. If you're new here, my name is Eve Daniels, aka the Nerdy Nanny. We're gonna do a little bit of productive self-care here today. But would the lovely ladies like to introduce themselves? Austin, Cachet.
Sure. Hello, my name is Austin K. I'm from the channel Austin K, which is my name, which is also right here, and that is also my channel. I am obviously an author tuber or a YouTuber in general. I like to talk about self-care on Mondays. I have a really chill live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we write a lot and talk to each other a lot, just like we're in a coffee shop, normal stuff. Big sister stuff. It's fine.
Cachet.
And hey, everybody. I'm Cachet. I write stories, poetry, and occasional blog posts. And usually you'll see me wrangling two dogs of mine, one of which is giving me the blues right now. It's Cleo today. It's Cleo. And it's because Cleo realizes that I'm streaming and she's in the kennel and she's not out in the place. So, yeah. Self-care Sunday. Things that I love, and so I was definitely glad to be a part of it since I've had to take hold on real quick.
Okay.
I had to take a hiatus for July, so I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, and we have a Grayson joining us. Hello, Mr. Grayson. Would you care to introduce yourself to the crew?
What I do, everybody, I'm Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I do apologize for being late. I literally just fought with my computer.
Okay. You've picked a battle with the demons of the electronic system.
Yeah, not really. It was the cats unplugging everything.
Oh, we love that. And on cue, I just hear.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a pet-heavy stream. Hi, Ducky. Every time your dog barks, the dogs that are house sitting, I can hear their little heads go, what was that? What was that?
Yeah.
So there may be multiple animals involved in this stream throughout the day, so just be prepared for that. And yes, Miss Cachet normally does the self-care on Sundays, but she's on Saturdays for this month. She'll be back next month with her self-care. And Austin, you do your productive self-care on Mondays. So we have an opportunity as we're getting down to the end of camp, and a lot of us have been pushing ourselves to talk about what self-care means to us and different types of self-care. So let's go ahead and see who we've got. Oh, Charlie was here first. Hi, Charlie. Of course, Sid's here. Hi. Oh, we've got Alice. Here we go. Oh, Monroe. I still love her avatar. Every time.
Gorgeous.
I know. It makes me think that the photo's so powerful. It makes me think of Storm from N.
Ooh.
Yeah. And isn't her real name Monroe or something?
I don't remember her real name.
I do not remember her real name. Do not get me the line. Somebody Google it.
I am right now.
I heard people going. Her fingers going.
Yeah, we heard typing and
you
we were like, oh.
You are correct. You're correct. Monroe is the last name.
Wait, what's her first name? Aurora Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
See? Yeah. Okay, I get 2 nerd points for that.
All right, look at you.
Thank you.
Get my nerd points on.
Oh my goodness. Is that... Hold on. Oh, Monroe. Is that what your name is in reference to? Because her name is Aurora Monroe?
Because if are we not, like also lame that none of us got it? Because God, I'm gonna be like, I bet like if that's the truth, she's probably having like a whole moment over there, like these dummies. They're talking about my avatar, not getting the name the whole time.
Like
these. Can you imagine it? Just be like, we just missed the boat on that one for like months. I feel like.
Right, for sure.
I'll just like bury myself in the backyard if that's the case. Jesus.
That would be so bad. I hear your kitty.
He
What is going on with that cat?
he's super talkative. Like if you're not touching him right there at all times, he's going to talk. He either wants to be held at all times or fed at all times. Sometimes both.
Oh.
Isn't that what cats are
What's
for?
his
It's
name?
like, no, bow down before me.
His name is Norden, and his older brother
Norden!
is Dean Ross Winchester.
Oh, okay. Carry on, my wayward cat son.
I had to do. We're here in Austin. Like Dean lives here, so I have to.
That's true.
Does he really?
I am Austin, but I don't live
Yeah.
there.
He has
Yeah.
he has a brewery here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where's the
Pretty-
depressed one live?
Where's who live?
Where does
Sam,
the
yeah.
moose live?
Here in Austin.
Oh,
The moose
okay.
lives in Austin too? I did not know that he had moved to Austin. I thought he was still in Dallas.
Nope. All
Oh.
here.
Oh, they both just chilling out in
Okay.
Texas. I worry about that boy. He keeps having serious mental health problems over the last sort of 10, 15 years. And I'm always like,
Yeah.
is he okay?
Right?
I hope he's okay.
I mean, I can't be surprised. Like, he's been acting for quite a while,
Mhm.
and there's a lot going on. But I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's to like the fandom and the creators when they took that time off for him specifically, and then still kept the show going. Like, I thought that was
Mhm.
good.
That was huge because that's something that people don't talk about. You know, I think actors are sort of the same problem as writers. Is it's a very outside of your own head kind of thing, and you have to inhabit all these different emotions and experiences that aren't always sunshine and rainbows, which is why the self-care is so important. But so I wanted to talk a little bit about the different types of self-care and what self-care means to different people, because a lot of times we talk about self-care, and especially if you're on Instagram or Pinterest, you search the hashtag self-care and you get donuts or going out for drinks. And it's like, yes, rewarding yourself can be great, but is that all self-care is donuts and cocktails? I mean, I could really go for a donut and a cocktail, but I don't think future me is going to be too happy about that.
Even when I think about that, that doesn't pop into my head for self-care.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think self-care gets reused so often as Monroe's obsessed with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I guessed
the attention span of a squirrel.
I guessed Marilyn Monroe the first time that I saw them in a stream that I was on. And I was like, oh, like Marilyn Monroe, right? But I think Storm is better. I agree. We'll change it to meaning Storm. That's what it is now.
We have officially decided. That's what
We've decided your new name is in reference to Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I have some of the old classic comics about Aurora's origin story as a street child in Egypt. So it's a fascinating backstory if anyone's as big of a nerd as I am. But so there are 5 types of self-care as far as I have been able to determine through my years of mostly psychology classes in college, mixed with a little online research. And they are mental, emotional, physical, environmental, and future. And I do want to get into sort of all of those, but like, I want to take a minute and first, like when you think of self-care, when you do something that is self-care for you, what is it that you do? Do you want to start with you, Austin?
Sure. Generally speaking, the first thing I'll run to is music or media of some kind, like something with a story. Like I'm obsessed with stories, hence I'm a writer. But generally speaking, it'll be music first. Like if I just need to escape and I can't physically go anywhere, like the times that we're in right now, music is like the first thing that I'll do. I'll pop open my Spotify and like go to my liked little page and I'll just cycle through that stuff. And usually I will eventually get to the sad place of music, and for some reason that just makes me feel better. like just like living in whatever emotion that I'm feeling makes me feel better.
No, I get that. It's like how sometimes people are upset and they'll watch a really sad movie or a really sad scene, and somehow that like almost like cathartic release because it's someone else's problem that you're feeling that emotion over. It's not your problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that
And
just
then
lets you let it out easier.
Yeah, and the second thing that I'll jump to, like after I really sit and bake in my own misery, I'll be like, okay, that's enough of that, and then I'll go and I'll learn something. Like that's what I try to do is I try and learn something simple, or learn something that I'm interested in. It doesn't have to be simple. I'll find something and just mess around with it. Like I learned how to the other day I actually have like little supplies over next to me. I got this little doodle book. I can't draw to save my life. I'm not artistic in like the way of drawing things that are recognizable. Like my paintings are right behind me. That is supposed to be a tree. I don't know how. And the other painting back there is just blobs and white. Like a purple blob with white streaks on it, right? That's the extent. There's no
Abstract.
like, yes, that is what I draw. But this little thing has doodles in it, and then it like breaks it down into like easy steps that even I can understand. Like, look at how easy it is to draw a tree. Draw a blob,
Oh,
put little lines under the blob, put a dash on the blob, and draw circles on the blob, and you have a freaking tree. And
there we go.
I was like, oh, that's cute. And it's something simple. So if I need to bust it out, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to draw a blob tree today. And I do. And then I draw it on everything and try and make myself smile that way. So that is my self-care.
I think that sounds nice. What about you, Miss Cachet? What is your version of self-care?
So for me, is I take the similar approach with finding an escape. So for me, it's usually music or a book, and for me in 2020, book means audiobooks. So I find myself listening to those. I've actually also taken to listen to scripted podcasts. Doing that. So doing that, and then crocheting. So crocheting for me becomes a very like mindless thing after a while. I can just do it and like hold a conversation or do it and watch a TV show or listen to a book. And so it helps me to feel creative about not doing something. So like I have a thing where my time has to be used doing something. Like I don't like feeling in my time. And so sometimes for me, I can't reconcile just listening to music as a good use of my time. So listening to music and crocheting a new blanket that'll be my background for August, or listening to a podcast and washing dishes. Like so those things. Recently, self-care has grown to cleaning up more and being more organized, because I realized that not seeing clean spaces and organized spaces is making me more anxious, and it wasn't something that I realized before. And so now it's like let me clean up, let me do that. The more physical thing for me, self-care wise, has been walking the dogs longer. There's a trail behind my apartment complex that goes around the lake, so walking them on that has been an increase. And then y'all, I started painting my nails. You can't see it right now because I've put all the paint off for this stream so that I can paint them. But painting my nails is a thing that I do now that's like make me feel pretty thing, because I'm not a girly girl. So it makes me feel like slightly more girly to just sit here and paint my nails. And the best surprise is when I find a color that I think is going to look ugly, and then like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, my hand looks so pretty. Like that is like a good care moment for me. Like I feel good when I have that moment. So
that's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
That answer. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think that those are really good and interesting, because both of us run to doing something creative.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a common theme.
I'm interested to see if that like circles all the way around, because I try and learn how to draw or listen to music. And by listen to music, I mean sing at the top of my lungs loudly and cry. So I'm interested to see what Grayson has to say if it's like a through line.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
always
So
try
what
to
about
see,
you,
like,
Grayson?
random songs I make up throughout the day. Like Grayson's been on screen with me when I'm just like private, not just singing random stuff like all the time. Like, yeah. No.
I wrote a random song this morning because somebody was bullying a pregnant lady. Raw Beauty Christie. I don't know if anybody knows who Raw Beauty Christie is, but like she posted a video saying like what she planned to do to have her baby, and they were all like, the comments were just evil and rude, and I was half asleep reading her tweet, and I was like, that's stupid, and I made up a song called It's Not Your Baby in my mind. Just
hilarious title.
Yeah. I wrote a music video in my head too. It's really good.
Oh, I've done that before. Write music videos in your head.
I'm so here for it.
I can't make them, but I like writing them. What about you, Grayson? What's it for you?
Self-care is actually something still very new to me, honestly. I'm that friend where if something happens in my friend group, I'm the person usually that they run to. And I could turn around and give them advice about self-care, but I've never taken the advice. So it is something still very new to me.
Well, you and I were talking about this last week about how it's so much easier to tell other people to take care of themselves than it is to do it yourself. But also, how old are you?
31.
31. Oh, okay. Because I know that self-care is one of those things that younger people struggle with a lot, I feel like. Like there's this sort of hustle mentality at a certain point in your life, and everyone sort of gets in and out of that point at different times. But especially with younger groups, it's like self-care. It's like, oh yeah, actually being able to sleep 3 hours between shifts. Self-care. And it's like, no, that's called surviving.
Have you picked up anything that helps you, even though like you're new to the self-care thing?
First, it was me diving more into my spirituality. So meditation, like I could tell if I haven't meditated for the day because it's like I feel weird. Something's a little off. So I need to meditate. Like at first, I hated meditation because that means actually sitting with myself. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't. And so it was really hard for me to sit down and get comfortable. And now I crave it because I like that stillness. I want that me time. So I sit down and I meditate. Divination is also something that is really big with me when it comes to self-care. Like when I'm not on camera with Cachet, even if I am on camera with Cachet, she can hear me shuffling my deck every so often, and it's out of habit. Like I literally keep 2 decks beside me because it's such a habit, and it just makes me feel good. I'll sit there and just shuffle. Not necessarily doing a reading, I just shuffle. It feels really good. But also, I learned how to use these with writing, which is really fun. So I do little prompts with that sometimes. And it's still a little difficult because, I don't know, I just get nervous with it. But it's really fun. One huge part of my self-care is video games.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'm a streamer. I just not for YouTube. I stream on Twitch, and my thing is video games. Me connecting with my community through video games is amazing. And when you go to my page, there's nothing but stuff for mental health. That's something that's very, very big to me. So I'll tell people, hey, here's some resources that I pretty much used all of them. I'm not going to put a resource there that I don't believe in or that I won't think won't help someone. I'm talking about apps, links, phone numbers, stuff that they could text, anything so people can know they can reach out. I let them know if you can't reach out to other people, you can reach out to me. Here's my Twitter. DM me if you want to talk. Like I just expect people to reach out. So while we're playing these video games and diving into these stories, we're connecting, and that really makes me happy. Like I just connecting with people. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes me happy.
It's an incredible feeling when you actually manage to connect with people. But I think it's funny because you're still going the creative route, and everyone in the comments is pretty much along the same lines. I feel like creativity is commonly an outlet, especially in the writer community. Like, Monroe reads or takes naps or listens to music. Alice Cho plays the piano and sings. She does the easy songs that she doesn't have to think about to play anymore. Kind of like how, Kesha, you were talking about the crocheting becomes automatic. And Charlie watches YouTube videos, again, with the music and the dancing. And I feel like creativity is a very common outlet for a lot of people, especially those of us who are creatively inclined anyways. It's weird though, because creativity's never been a huge part of my self-care over the last couple of years, because when I started the Nerdy Nanny, I started producing articles on a weekly basis. So because so much of my to-do list is creativity stopped being a self-care release and became more of an obligation. And I feel like that can happen so easily. The things that we do for fun or to nourish our souls become a job, and then they stop feeding us in the way that they used to. So these days I'm sort of with Cachet on the crocheting, but I knit. And I'm with you. I can't just knit or just listen to music. Like, I will knit while watching Netflix documentaries, or I will listen to music while going for a walk. And I think that's one of the biggest things that's helped, is getting outside and going for a walk, especially now that we're not going anywhere. Because there's only so many hours you can spend in your room before you really start to lose your marbles. There's a threshold there. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's really hard to balance self-care, especially now in quarantine, because, I mean, I don't know, what's it like where you guys are? Like, are things opened up? I mean, I'm in Florida, so we're like the armpit of America right now.
Not for Texas.
Yeah, my state, we just like opened up for like private, like if you have a private gym or like personal trainer or anything like that, like you can meet with them now, which is great, because for several months that wasn't even an option. And working out, like exercising, is a big part of my self-care. Like, I need it, otherwise I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I just have too many emotions that are pent up with nowhere to go. And so now that that's open, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just put in my headphones and I'll go and, hit the heavy bag for a while. Generally speaking, like an hour and a half, just like wrecking myself so that I can feel better. Like,
I keep forgetting how much stronger you are than me, because
I'm not that strong.
Well, like we were talking about this before the stream started. The physical part of self-care has been really important to me, especially lately. So I'm going to kickboxing, and I'm there for 50 minutes, including warm up and warm down. And at the end of it, I'm still shaking, So hitting a heavy bag for an hour and a half is insane. But,
I mean, I do have, like you said, we were talking about it before. I do already have training. I did Taekwondo from the time I was like 12 through high school, and going back to it is easier. And I've also been doing like my new regimen for like 2 years now, so it's not like, it takes time to get there, but it's worth it once you do.
Yeah,
it really is. Like,
that's what I want to get at.
Whatever physically makes you feel good, like it doesn't have to be like this full strict workout routine. Like, you don't have to be a freaking gym rat. Like, that doesn't work for everybody.
No.
Nor should it. Like, no, not everybody needs to look like they have biceps
Arnold
on their
Schwarzenegger.
biceps. Like, who wants that? Like, Grayson was talking about meditation. Meditation is a form of working out. Your posture has to be good. Your breathing has to be good. You are working your diaphragm. You're working yourself mentally. The more exercise you give yourself mentally, especially your brain, that combats dementia and combats a whole host of things that will affect you physically in the future. So, like, working out your body by holding it still is just as valid as going to a gym and picking up heavy shit and putting it back down or stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut on your channel.
Fine. When I started this channel, I thought kids were going to be watching. Yeah, that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think it's funny because we're all sort of, physicality is such an important part of it. And I mean, you and I both, you're over there. Sorry. Camera angles.
Me.
Yeah. You and I both do some sort of punching the crud out of stuff until we can't move. Grayson, you do the meditation, but that's still sort of physical because you have to be so inert. And Cachet's doing the walking. I feel like incorporating a physical aspect to your self-care is so important. And it's something that I feel like sometimes gets easily overlooked, you know?
I tell people all the time, like, so I do yoga, and I started with 15-minute yoga videos on YouTube. I'll put it on my TV. I will follow along. I will do that. Completely changes the course of my day. Completely changes the course of my week when I do it every week. I can tell a distinct difference from when I was doing it every day for like 3 months to when quarantine happened. Everything kind of shut down, and I stopped. Another thing I do is I have jump ropes. I jump rope for one song, just one song, jump rope through the entire song every day.
That's cardio right there.
Right. It's small things that don't take long. Like a song is 3 to 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes, but you are working so many muscles in just jump roping during that time. Like it doesn't have to be long. Like we were saying, it doesn't have to be strenuous. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be very simple, and it can be the stuff you're already doing. Like we know you already watch YouTube. You're here. So,
make one of the videos a yoga video, or at least stretching.
Right. For 15 minutes, and they have 10-minute yoga sessions. They have 10 minutes. They have 20 minutes. Like, and I started working myself up with 10 minutes a day, and then I did 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Worked myself up to where I was doing 40 minutes a day, a 20-minute session in the morning and a 20-minute session at night. And when I tell you, it completely changed just how I was physically reacting to stuff, how I was mentally and emotionally reacting to stuff, because it does put you in that meditative mindset, because you do have to silence so many things to focus on your breathing and focus on your posture. Like, I just think it's great. And it combines the fitness that Austin and Eve do and the meditation that Grayson does and put it in one thing. I love it.
Yeah. Every morning, that's my like me time where I will do yoga, I'll meditate and like stretch, make sure all of my muscles are stretched for the day. Because if they aren't, most of us are writers who are watching this. So we're sitting in our chairs.
We're sitting like this.
And sometimes we're gremlins, right? Like we just can't help it. A tense scene comes up, like we feel what we're writing. Like, and that's physical too. Like going through emotions is physical. You are physically responding to what you are putting out into the world. So if your body's not prepared, you're working out all day, whether you realize it or not. Yeah. And so if you don't prepare your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit for doing those things, then in the future you like you're robbing your future self from happiness and comfort if you're not preparing your present self.
Yeah. And Charlie makes a good point about that. She was saying in the comments that I think the reason why young people struggle with self-care is because the education system teaches people to work constantly and that taking time for yourself isn't useful. And I definitely remember that. Like, I'm a nanny now and, well, more tutor because nobody wants you near their kids right now. But it is one of those things, so much work. And the assumption is that if you need to be studying 6, 8, 10 hours a day, I feel like for so long that was the focus, was the number of hours you put in. But I think at least, especially as you get older, that train of thought shifts from working harder and longer to working smarter. And like you see it on Thomas Frank and Matt Diavella. They both have productivity, I guess is what it's called. I always thought that a productivity YouTube channel sounded a little counterproductive. Like, okay, I'm going to binge watch YouTube videos. That was productive. But they have a lot of stuff on there about working smarter and different habits and things like that. And I think working self-care into your routine is a way to make you, number one, more productive, and more importantly, to maintain yourself. Because it doesn't matter what you get done today if at the end of the week you crash and burn. If you crash and burn at the end of the week, then it was worth stopping for 10 or even 5 minutes to, you know what, go get water. How many of you people have water? Have you been drinking water? Are you drinking water?
I have been drinking water, but it's in the office right now, and I've been waiting for a pause to like get up and go get it.
Okay,
I mean, I
well,
also have naughty juice. So,
well, I have two. I do have water and mostly water.
Gamer fuel.
Well, it's Orangina and a very small amount of vodka.
Just very small.
Quarantine. It works. Okay, so I think this is as good a time as any then. Why don't we go ahead and do a 5-minute timer and just don't all get vodka because that's going to end badly. That's going to end real badly. Everybody go up.
I have Jack Daniels.
I mean, it will lead to some really interesting conversations.
I got one of their frozen margarita things and a little coconut that I got from Dollar Tree. You know, I still got the island thing going on behind me. We can make it happen.
Okay, caveat. If you do go get an adult beverage, you also have to get water.
Oh, yeah, no, the water was the first thing I was grabbing.
Okay, good. So why don't we do that? Here, I'm going to share that. Let's see. All right, so we're going to take 5 minutes. I want everybody to go get some water. You can get an adult beverage if you choose to, but get water, get a snack, because we're going to be here for a little while talking about self-care. And when you're on your way to and from the kitchen, there's one other thing I want to talk about that I want you guys to do. I want you to take a look at your physical environment and pick something up on the way. It could be an empty coffee mug that's sitting on your desk. It could be the laundry that missed the hamper. It could be that thing that fell on the floor 2 days ago that you just keep walking past. But do something on your way to and from to get all your water to take care of your physical surroundings. Okay? Okay.
And when we come back, I'll talk about the school system.
Yes.
Like, pick up that thing that's been on the floor that you haven't picked up, and I'm like, pick up that laundry, and I'm like, oh, that basket full of folded laundry that's not in there. I just feel so attacked.
We'll do a longer sprint, and you can go ahead and throw it in the laundry. But see, this is the thing. When you break them down into individual steps, super easy. And I get a get out of jail free card, because if we were in my house, I would have 7 coffee mugs on my desk in front of me. But I'm in someone else's house right now, so I only have 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
she cheating. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she cheating over there.
I'm cheating. All right, guys. 5 minutes. Get your water, get it a snack, and take care of something in your physical environment. And I'll see you in 3, 2, 1.
A puppy!
Yes, a wild puppy has appeared. Want to say hi? Yes, there's 2 of them. And
Oh, hello! Are they Labradoodles?
they are golden doodles. No, you can't have my salad.
Golden doodles.
And if I leave them alone for more than 20 minutes, they will find where I've hidden the garbage can, open the door, and get it.
Nice. That's what happens when you put poodle with anything.
Yeah.
Smartest dog breed.
They are, which is very annoying. Like, if they could be just a fraction dumber, that would be great. Okay, hang on. Stop. Haha, there we are. All right, so I got a salad. What did you all get or do?
I have a sandwich.
A sandwich is sustenance.
I'm just chilling.
You just chilling.
I was here the whole time talking about roasting the education system, you know.
Slowly burn it to the ground. Well, I get to put up with it on a regular basis. And now the really frustrating part is that schools in South Florida the state has issued a plan, which I talked about on the nerdynanny.com for the record, if you care.
Proud of you for your water, Grayson. I saw that.
Water!
I saw the tip of a water bottle.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's got that water bottle. The state basically issued 143 pages saying that, well, if we don't open the schools, the economy will never recover. That's not a good enough reason to open schools.
So I won't get too deep into it, but this is why you should study hard in school.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know this is a real weird way to start the roast and the torching of the education system.
Is study hard.
But this is why you should study hard in school. For those of you who are still in school, if you're there. I think I saw that Alice Cho just had 2 AP courses, which I assume means that they are in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why you study hard.
If they're in the U.S. anyways.
It is because you have to change this shit.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. The system as it is trash. Big trash fire. Horrible and awful. But you have to study hard now so that you can put yourself into a position later that can make it better for other people. Because generations before you have royally fucked it up. And, not all of that is due to selfishness. A lot of it is due to not knowing what the fuck to do. One of the points that I wanted to make, I think it was Charlie up top who was talking about the reason why young people struggle with self-care is because the education system is teaching us to work constantly and that taking time for yourself isn't useful. Originally, the bell system that is still prevalent in schools in the United States. I know it's different in other regions of the world, but I think
what system?
The bell system. I think in most countries, Western countries especially, it's prevalent. So like you have a bell when you have to go to class. You have a bell at the end of class. You have a bell for lunch. You have a bell when lunch is over. You are being scheduled, right? Because that schedule will mimic your 9-to-5 work job. Resist the programming is what I say. Again, not going to get too heavily into it because I don't want everybody to fly the anarchy flag above my head, but resist your programming and realize that all of society, through necessity sometimes and through sheer design, is built for programming. Choose the programming that will serve you and will serve others instead of yourself.
I think that's a really big thing, is that the educational system is trying to program you to be a certain way, but it is up to you to get what you want out of that system. Like a lot of times I would have course material that was specifically designed to just fill in the bubbles, and it didn't actually teach the concept. So at the end of a semester, you're not any more educated, you're not any better equipped. So you need to move beyond that and take responsibility for yourself for what you want to learn and what you want to become equipped with. Like, yay, Charlie, for getting cereal and cleaning up a piece of the tripod. But yeah, the system down here is just a straight mess. Yes. So they are, the state of Florida has said that they are reopening the schools. Palm Beach County has said, no, we're not, because we don't want to be responsible for the deaths of children. And the governor responded by saying, well, yes, you will, because I'm going to sign an executive order. And then the state Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. It's illegal. So
that is my last point. Don't let yourself be politicized. Your life is not political.
No. But the one thing I will say is that if you are currently a student and you are in a school that is likely to be affected by what is currently going on, if you know that you handle the stress more poorly than you handle an online class, like if you're doing okay with online classes, most states have an option to take online classes for free as a part of their core curriculum. There are digital school districts in most states. So if the going back and forth is something that you know is not serving you and it is making it harder for you to succeed, there are options. And I think that's important for a lot of things. Like, you need to be aware that there are options that you can take that will help you be more equipped to take care of yourself, you know? And are you doing your nails, Miss Cachet? Yeah, you got your nail polish. I can't wait until the days when I can paint my nails again. Because I'm still working at a bakery, I'm not allowed to. But I want to.
All that to say, down with the education system as it currently stands, support people of color and gay rights. Also, fuck the patriarchy. That is all. Back to self-care.
I'm here for this.
I love this. This is like, Almond Rouse in London. They don't have bells, but they still have set schedules.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is in, universities too. There's no bell when you end a class in college. You just, okay, this class is done. Go away. Also, what are you doing? Okay, it's fine. Sorry, I thought he got a hold of the trash again.
Thank you for saying that, Sarah. I appreciate it.
3 times.
Eventually, it will be better here, and if it's not, I'm moving to China.
Why China? Join me in Sweden.
I don't speak Swedish.
You don't need to. No one there does. Although I did learn 3 curse words in Farsi. Yeah, we have 10,000 new residents, none of whom speak Swedish. And about 1,200 of them are in my father's hometown, with a population of 10,000 people. 1,200 of them are new. And they don't speak Swedish. But on the bright side, I can now get much better takeout food, because people from other parts of the world are aware of this thing called seasoning.
I love how you're roasting your own people. Like,
have you had pickled herring and boiled potatoes?
No, but I've had bland chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I can't eat shellfish, so the most flavorful part of Swedish cuisine I'm not allowed to eat because it might kill me. But that's great. That's great. But Sipek's gonna go have breakfast. Ooh, what time is it where everybody is? Because it's 3:48 here, and you guys are all 1 hour off?
3:48 where he is too.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's in my time zone.
He's having a very
So three of us are at 3:48.
No, I'm at 2:48. I was saying it's 3:48 where it is while he's talking about breakfast/lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Someone might have stayed up a little too late last night. Oh, that's another one. Sleep. Why is it that when people talk about self-care, they ignore sleep? Oh, you're still getting called out right now, aren't you, Miss K? Grayson, don't hide from me, Grayson. Do not hide from Auntie Eva.
So, to be fair, I am medically diagnosed with insomnia, so I can control many things in my life when I sleep. If I sleep is not one of those things.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure last night I got a good amount of sleep, and when I tell you what a good amount of sleep for me is, you're going to want to die. So I got about 3.5 hours last night, and that's good.
Oh my god.
Same.
Wait, hold on. Other direction. Hey!
I swear. And I think this goes back to the school thing too, but people seem to be operating under the philosophy that if you're in bed for 6 to 8 hours, that means you got 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and that's fine. But if you're in bed for 8 hours, between tossing and turning and the time between REM cycles, you're only getting 6 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the amount of time. Why is napping not a thing? Why is it not more culturally acceptable to nap?
No. It is in Cachet's apartment and in Cachet's relationship. Every boyfriend day, we have at least a 2-hour nap. It is a thing.
Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds
Naps
nice.
sound good.
Naps are magical. They really are. And I think they're like, so when quarantine started, I did a little research into cabin fever because I figured people were probably going to struggle with mental health as they went on. Am I lagging? Okay, no, I'm fine.
Mhm.
No, it's just my computer glitching. We're fine.
Yeah.
If I disappear, I'll be back, I guess.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Where's Amy? Gremlins, go get Amy. Leave me alone.
Poor Amy.
But, oh gosh, she is just beset with gremlins constantly. But, nope. So anyways, when quarantine started, I was talking about different ways to shake cabin fever because recognizing, and we talked about this in the Evergreen Virtual Writing Oasis, about recognizing the signs of burnout and knowing when you're close. And I think being able to recognize when it's coming is huge, but so many people don't recognize it until they're already in the weeds. And the 3 things that I've found that have the most scientific evidence for being actually effective are direct sunlight exposure, fresh air / vigorous exercise.
Wear sunscreen.
Yes, wear sunscreen, especially in
my
Florida.
God.
I'm pale. Do I look like I belong in the sun?
I mean, yes, everybody needs to be able to convert, UV rays into vitamin D. That's very important for our survival. But the amount of times I see people walking outside with no sunscreen, that just hurts me because I'm like, ooh, each time you get sunburn, you increase your risk of various forms of cancers and not just skin cancer.
Yeah.
Wear sunscreen.
And the last one was cold showers, which suck, but do actually help because they trigger an autonomic nervous system reaction, which increases your heart rate. And basically it tricks your brain into thinking, oh my God, something's going on. I should get out of this funk because I might die. But the sunscreen is a big thing. Is it harder for you to find sunscreen? Because my friend Rebecca, sunscreens turn her purple.
Wait,
Like,
what?
Are you talking about the typical white cast of sunscreens that occur?
No. It looks straight up purple on her. There are only 2 brands of sunscreen that she can wear, but she is darker than Cachet.
I mean, that's due to white cast. Like the ingredients that go into most sunscreens will give you a white cast if you've got any sort of melanin.
Okay.
Sun oils exist, or like oil-based sunscreens exist. I recommend those, especially for my mom, because my mom is very darkly complected, and she's like, I can't find any sunscreen because I don't want to walk out looking like a ghost. And I'm like, I will find you some. Because she has a garden, She's out there all the time. I'm like, I'm putting you in a hat. You're wearing a little jumper outside. Like, Mom, you're old and your skin is very thin. Like, you're not you're not allowed to go outside with no protection.
But that's another one too, though. Gardening, I feel like, is one of those combination creative, physical, and meditative activities that is invaluable to mental health. I kill plants, but I still garden. I just need a new lineup of volunteers to pay tribute every so often.
You know what? You're helping the earth. They're biodegradable. It's fine.
Yeah.
I won't cry.
Oh, Skincare by Hiram has good recommendations for sunscreen. Yeah, she finally found one because she moved to somewhere hot. Louisiana. No. Yes. Tennessee. Somewhere not close enough for me to visit, but I am. And the sun is a continual problem. But yeah, that is one of the things that is proven to have the biggest impact on mood. It's to the point where people who suffer from seasonal depressive episodes will actually be recommended to get light boxes if they live in countries that have limited natural sunlight. Oh, the Naked Firefly's here.
Hello, hello.
Hi, sis.
Did you know the Naked Firefly had a book that came out just last week?
Called The Healer's Love.
And you can get it on Kindle right now. And if you buy it on Amazon, it'll be there in time for next weekend when you're done with camp and you can enjoy a nice, lovely read.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that cover art. Isn't that beautiful? Kiara Rose. Oh, and I have to do a special shout out because the Naked Firefly is actually the first person to follow me as an author on Amazon. I didn't realize that was a thing, and I got the notification that she was following, and I'm like, oh, hi.
With that being said, please pick up your copy of The Healer's Love by Kiara L. Rose, available on Amazon.
Yes. But yeah, I've been trying to read more when I do. Because I found, I don't know if anyone else has done this, but some of my self-care used to involve more screens. And I find that as we're in camp and I'm staring at the screen more, staring at the screen to take a break from staring at the screen mostly just gives me migraines.
Did it help you to cut down screen time?
It did. It seems to be, it's not like a building thing. It seems to be like a certain, like there's a max number of hours that I can look at a screen before I start to feel physically ill. And I keep looking into those blue light things. But
my lenses are blue light.
Yeah, my mom has glasses that are blue light lenses as well, but I don't wear glasses.
Right. I mean, you can get some that won't have any vision correction on them. That will help.
Oh, so it's just like sunglasses, but for blue light.
Yeah. It reduced my migraines by quite a lot. There are a few things, as far as self-care is concerned, like in general, we were talking about creative outlets, things like that. And you were talking about the 5 types of...
the 5 types of self-care: mental, emotional, physical, environmental, and future.
Okay, so mentally, we talked about being creative and going into creative outlets. I showed you my little doodle book where I learned how to do little doodles. There's one in here that's like a little sushi that I really want. Well, technically he's an onigiri, but he's like super cute. And like, I want to learn how to draw him. Also, mushroom. Look at this guy.
Aww.
He's adorable, right? And also just looking
He's
at
a Mario
pictures,
character.
I almost did the voice. I will not. But also looking at cute things like this and like practicing drawing those cute things will make me smile and make me feel better. Something else that I do sort of to exercise mentally, I love stationery. So these are a couple of like my little
Oh,
stationery.
those are pretty. And you picked out a bunch of really cute stationaries too for your 300 subscriber giveaway, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I like the little box one. It's super cute.
Yeah, I love stationery in general. So like I'm always buying like notebooks and little letters like this. So I'll write letters to my friends and just talk to them. Because when you write a letter, like your emotion at the time, it's sort of like journaling. Your emotion at the time becomes permanent and something that is a reflection of the time that you were in. And so I like having those letters and like releasing them to somebody else that I trust. Like, this is my feeling in the moment and I trust you. And then we can have a conversation about that.
Well, and I think the thing about that too that's key is that writing or handwriting something like that is a completely different release to like typing. Because with typing, nothing's permanent. You can go back, you can change, you can delete. When you actually put pen to paper, I feel like you actually get like whatever's in your chest, I feel like leaves your body with the ink. And now it's in that page.
Yep. Yeah.
Now it's someone else's to do it.
It's cathartic for that. You're like exercising your own demons. As far as environmental, I love incense. These are my little sandalwood cones. So I'll always be burning one of these. I like sandalwood. Like, it's also about finding a scent that really works for you too. Like I really love sandalwood because it's a cold, earthy scent. So it's very grounding, but also calming because it has that cool sort of scent to it. I also have just a little hurricane glass candle. This is from freaking Walmart. It's from the Walmart. It didn't cost very much. It's like apple scented, and the scent is light and not overpowering. And then obviously you can go all the way to Bath and Body Works if you must. This is sweater weather. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, I like those candles, and I feel like having a scent trigger, because there's something about that psychologically, and I'm failing now because I can't remember the exact bit from my text, but scent is the most strongly linked to memory. So when you find a scent that your mind associates with something calm, it does make a big difference. Oh, Charlie was saying that they actually got to go outside on the porch the other day, and it was amazing, but it's raining right now. And that rain and gray skies are like really relaxing. I actually have, those like thunderstorm playlists, and I will play those when I need to. They're not good for when I need brightening up, but for when I need to just breathe, those are super, super effective for me. I feel like
a change has occurred.
A change.
Grayson has changed. There's a different shirt involved.
No, I saw my shirt. It was a jacket.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay, it's a jacket, but a different topical layer of clothing is involved. I was like, what has happened? Something has changed in my field of vision.
That's like when a character from a cartoon suddenly wears a different outfit, and everyone in the cartoon's like, you wore the same clothes for the last 6 seasons. What's changed?
So UPS came, and where he put the box wasn't by the door. It was right by the stairway where everyone goes up. I was like, okay. But it's kind of, the workers up top were kind of rinsing out the area, so I was going to get wet. I was like, let me just quickly run. I literally like this, trying to grab my box, like, I don't want to get wet.
Are those handcuffs on your jacket?
Yes.
Those
also,
are awesome.
I'm really awkward. It was my way of being like, I really like your jacket.
Thank you.
Instead of being like, wow, I really like your jacket, I was like, something has changed. Like, I just turned into William Shatner.
Like my t-shirts, but when I'm actually out and around the house and out about, I do have more gothy style. Sweet.
That's cool.
I tried the goth thing in high school, and I can't pull it off consistently because I bounce between completely deadpan and sort of burn the world energy. And oh my god, did you guys see the new cute anime? It was so cute. And it's like, no, those two, you can't yo-yo from one end to the other when you're wearing black. It just doesn't.
You totally can. You totally can.
Oh,
My fiance does. Like,
right, you be you. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Your aesthetic is personal.
my aesthetic is not personal. My aesthetic is secondhand.
That's an aesthetic.
Yeah, almost all of my clothes come from the family I babysit for. Because they go through their closets every like 6 months or so, and the mom will get rid of, Lululemon pants that don't quite fit right anymore. And I'm like, I'll take those. And this t-shirt, which didn't fit right anymore. And I'm like, I'll take that. And I'll take this, and I'll take that. So I feel like I haven't bought an article of clothing in forever. But, one of the other things, when we were talking about environment as far as self-care, I think it's really funny because a lot of times self-care is used as a marketing tactic. So you see so many things like the scented candles, but also, other things like massage blankets or wall murals or things that are sort of marketed towards self-care. And I feel like, for me at least, I'm not a minimalist, but for me at least, the more stuff I have in my space, the more anxious I become, because it's stuff that I have to take care of, stuff that I have to put away, stuff that I have to clean and dust, and I don't want to. Really don't want to dust. Ever.
Grayson, when you meditate, do you have a focus? Like, do you have something that you focus on?
I think it really depends. If I'm just doing my daily meditations, I don't have anything to focus on. At that point, I'm just really getting into it, and I kind of let my thoughts come and go, and I learn to release, because my habit is clinging onto my thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
I tend to cling, like, if I let go, I'm not going to remember. So my thing is, okay, let them come, let them go. And I've learned to do that, and that's extremely hard for me.
Yeah.
But when I'm anxious or I'm going to have a panic attack and I'm able to actually sit down and try to meditate, my focus is what's going on. Or my thing is, you are okay. And I have to tell myself, like, I'm okay. Then I go through the grounding thing, like, what are the 5 things that I feel? What are 5 things that so I go through that, and then I try to come down. Then I just keep with the, you are okay. You are fine.
Right. So you have a mantra as your focus, like in moments like that.
Yes.
It took me a long time to get to that point, like, of having just a mantra that could get me into the zone. And I was looking over at like the candles and like the little incense that I was showing before. And when I first started trying to meditate, I actually needed a physical focus to like get in the zone, auto zone. And
I did that automatically when you said it. That was amazing.
I mean, it popped into all of our heads, but then it popped out of her mouth.
I have no impulse control sometimes. So I was thinking about candles, like E was talking about, they're marketed now for like self-care, like light the candle, inhale the scent, whatever. But at first,
wall art is another big one.
With candles, especially, and like with incense, with my incense burner, I would watch the flame or the smoke and like get into the zone by like just watching that. And then rather than focusing on like the natural thoughts that I would have, because sometimes for me they're just too much and too overwhelming, I would focus on like the smoke or the flame and then think about things related to the smoke or the flame and then fill my thoughts with that and sort of like blank out on imagery of like fog or smoke, and then I would think about landscapes, and that would get me into that calm space. Now it's a lot easier because I have a lot more practice. Like I can meditate anywhere. But when I started, especially, not having anything physical to focus on was really hard. And I think when it comes to self-care, that can be like your biggest block. Like your biggest block usually is you. Like it's like you are stopping yourself. And so I just wanted people to know, like, not to be discouraged. Like, you can find something that will help you get into a zone of calmness, or into finding some sort of peace in a really hectic world.
Yeah.
Even simple things, read a book or take a bath, like anything will help you.
I feel like taking it at really small chunks too makes a huge difference, because when you sit down like, oh, I need to meditate for an hour. An hour? I don't have an hour. Like the Naked Firefly did, what was it, a 2-minute guided meditation video?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know Kelsey Dara's done something like that, and it's 2 minutes, and she's like, before you start, pour yourself a glass of wine, and at the end of it, whether you succeeded or not, you still get a glass of wine. So
yeah,
deep breath. And like, I did a 2-minute deep breathing timer earlier in the week, because I found that one of the biggest things for me is to stop working at a certain point. So even if you're doing Pomodoro or something, to check back in with yourself physically, even if it is for these tiny bits of time, because when you make it into these small manageable windows, then anybody can do 2 minutes, whether you connect or not. Taking the 2 minutes to correct your posture, breathe is super important. Oh, good girl. Sarah's going to go cook a nutritious meal. Yay!
Nice.
Yeah, I was just looking at like all of the stuff that I have that like helps me with self-care. And that's what got me partially thinking about the candle and having like a physical focus for meditation. But like all of these little things that I have next to me are things that I started with. Like I basically brought my starter self-care pack like from years ago. And these are just things that I keep with me. Like they vary obviously, but they're just things that I will continue to use, because you can lose your ability to care for yourself.
Oh yeah. Isn't that called college?
I think it's just called life.
Oh yeah.
But like hot take. Life is a roller coaster and also a marathon. Like in the middle of a marathon, that's the hardest part. Like it's not the first 2 miles. It's not the first 6 miles. Like it's right when you're about to finish the entire race that you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm done. And then you have to pull out those tools that you started the race with, that you were like, maybe I just don't need these. Maybe I'm fine now. This is easy. I can do it. And then you pull out things like your little stuffed animal, right?
Yeah.
Like your little friend. Oh, he's not new. He's from this year, because he's my Happy New Year of the Rat plushie. But like
triggers like that remind you to check in with yourself.
Like I used to have a like a stress ball, but it felt like it doesn't feel as nice as like hugging something. Because like a stress ball, that's anger that you're pushing out of your body. But if you look at something this cute and you're like, right? Like that feels bad. You're like, this is my reminder to be nice. Right? Yeah. This is my reminder to be nice to my inner self, my past self, my future self. Like this represents like the tiny innocent plushie inside of my heart. And so
that's nice.
Thank you. And so like if I'm feeling really down, or like none of my self-care techniques are making me feel better, sometimes I can just be like, okay, I need a hug, but I don't want a hug from anybody in my life. And I can pretend like I'm giving myself just a little hug just for a minute.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. And it's those triggers to sort of remind you to check in too. I think, like, that's why I think building self-care into your routine is so hugely helpful, which is part of why I think Self-Care Sundays became so popular, is that so many people had stopped checking in with themselves. And then it just builds and builds and builds. like Sen Seriousness said, sometimes life just runs over you like roadkill. And you need these moments to check back in with yourself. And I think creating a ritual or a routine out of it, or figuring out a way to work it into your regular schedule, like if I feel like I'm getting out of control, I have something that I do about, I want to say once a quarter, but I keep forgetting. So it turns out to be like twice a year. But it's a 4-hour check-in. And what I do is I will find 4 hours, because sometimes I can't find a day. Sometimes I can't find a huge amount of time, but I can usually figure out 4 hours. And I will put my headsets on and I'll have a like a garbage can and a bucket, and I will start cleaning out 2 areas that have gotten out of control. Because I think that's a pretty useful indicator of your mental state, is when your physical state starts to sort of fall apart. So I'll just tackle my desk, and it's like I pick it up. Is it trash? Okay, goes in the trash. Does it belong within 5 feet of where I'm standing? No. Then I put it in the bucket, and the bucket I can deal with later. But at the end of like an hour, my desk is clear. I can usually get to the kitchen in that amount of time. And that just makes breathing so much easier. But then the trick for me is that I'll go through those cleaning bursts and I reinforce them by following it up with ordering takeout from my favorite place, or watching an episode of Stumptown, or a mask, which I know at least 2 other people on screen currently have.
I like this one because it's called Let's Get Sheet-Faced.
So I was wondering if maybe now would be a good time to take a little bit of a stop.
A little self-care break?
A little self-care break. Yeah, I meant to do more sprints, but our conversations are really interesting, so we just sort of keep going. So I'm thinking maybe now we take 10 minutes, and I want everybody who's here watching, I want you to take the 10 minutes to sort of think about, just like we did before, something that you can do to help your physical environment that future you is going to thank you for. Dear God, you have a lot of face masks. Can you just zip one through the screen at Grayson?
Well, I mean, these are, it's all in my pack, you know? Like,
it's a multi-pack.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was deep. I thought it was just...
No. I told you, I do a face mask like every other day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why would you be buying them like one at a time at that point?
Like, I was not blessed with good skin, so I try and take care of my skin as much as possible to mitigate the bad parts.
But so I think that's what we'll do. We'll take a little break. Those of us who are applying our sheet masks need to go wash our faces before we put our sheet masks on. We're going to take 10 minutes. But for those of you who aren't, like, think about something that you can do now that future you's going to thank you for. Is it throwing that load of laundry into the washer? Remember, you don't have to do it all now, but is future you going to be like, oh, thanks for starting the laundry. I can do, finish it later. Is future you going to thank you for example, I made a salad. I have leftover ingredients still sitting out in the kitchen counter. I could box up another salad and then I have lunch tomorrow, So just take 10 minutes, and if you do have a face mask at home, please let us know and apply your face mask as well. And we'll be coming back looking an extra special shade of, well, I think I'm going to be green. I don't actually know what color this is once you open it. So we'll find out. I hope it's not one of those ones with animal prints, because they move a lot. They give me
nightmares. They're terrifying, and I love them.
They scare me. They scare me so much.
I like scary things. I mean, I'm a horror author, so.
See? I write kids' books. Very different genres.
Listen, honestly, you need to watch It's Okay Not to Be Okay, because the main female lead is a children's fairy tale author.
Oh, is she?
And
fairy tales are their own special brand of messed up.
And she's really scary. But I love her.
Oh dear God. Okay. All right. So here, let's go ahead.
I'm like
And I'll
perfect
set it.
now. All I gotta do.
Hmm?
I'm happy. Said my feet and hands are like perfect now. All I have to do is paint them. I'm very
Nice.
happy.
Oh yay!
I've just been like,
But see,
I wanted to
little
give you
manicure.
time to like really do that. So I'm like,
yeah,
all right.
I was watching the progress. But see, that's one of the things. Like, that's something that you could, for example, if you are watching one of the fabulous panels from the Evergreen Virtual Writing Oasis, and to like get notes on story plotting or outlining, putting on a face mask, or doing your nails, or crocheting, or knitting. These are all passive self-care things that we can do to reinforce healthy behaviors. We're basically training ourselves like dogs.
Right. You don't think sometimes I am writing in the morning and I don't have some sort of face mask or something on my face? Oh no, skincare starts early for me. I'll just bake in my serums while I'm writing a couple of passages.
I've done that. I've done writing sprints with a mask, and I'll time myself, and then it's like, okay, well, the timer's up. I need to stop writing now
Right.
because I need to take this off.
Right? Like I'll have my little depuffer eye things on. Sometimes I'll like jade roll. There are things. There are things that one does.
You
while they do
are
other things.
way more into the skincare than I am. The mask is a new realm for me, but it is one that I appreciate on a weekly
It's
basis.
a fun realm. It's a very fun realm. I
Gotta
think
be
you will
my
enjoy
first
it.
year. And I've already been vlogging for the retreat video of my pedicure and stuff.
Ah, okay. Okay, so let's
join
get
me
into
on
it.
the face mask side.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
Woo! And then I'll teach you guys about multi-masking.
Oh snap! That already
This sounds like it's about to get scary up in here.
that already sounds
scary.
It's amazing though. It's really
Grayson's
fun.
just over there like, I don't know about this.
I just have witch hazel and cocoa butter. That's what goes on my face. That's it.
Listen, if
all
it
new
works,
I am legit like wash my face with Clearasil, put on some what is it, Neutrogena, what's the little face mask thing? It's a little face cream and call it a day. I've never had to do anything else. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try something new.
Oh, I had to start once quarantine started because those masks, when you're wearing them in customer service for 8 hours a day, I never had acne as a teenager. I was that person. I've had more acne in the last 6 months than I have had in my entire life.
Ouch.
So that's that. All right, so do something, those of you who are following along, do something to take care of yourself physically. But before you get started with that, think about starting something that future you will be grateful for, okay? Pack a lunch, go get yourself a healthy snack, start the laundry. Maybe just clear out your email box, you know? Like, I know a few of us have probably got a few dozen emails in there that we know we're not going to read, but we haven't deleted. So then the email count just keeps going up. Yeah. So let us prepare to beautify and be productive in 3, 2, 1. And time's up. Here we go. Hello, my special village people. I just look like I'm sloughing skin. Because
I don't know what I'm doing, so it's taking a little bit longer, so y'all just gonna get to see this whole process.
That's okay. That's okay.
I mean, I did it on camera.
I had to go wash my face first. Because, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I did. I ran off and
Yeah, I'm recording this whole thing for the vlog, so I'm following the instructions on camera to ask and questions.
That was so. I feel special saying that. It's a green tea mask. You know, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting it to actually smell like tea.
The tingle.
Ah.
I opened it and I was like, oh, my mom's home, because that's her thing is tea, and it's no, stop sliding. Grayson over there just happened to the people I was talking to. Who are these weirdos?
I was fine until you made the flesh comment, and now that's all I can see.
Oh,
I didn't know it was brown when I opened it. Oh yeah, Charlie cleared up part of their desk. But yeah, I feel like stuff like this is real for I think there's two types of self-care. There's daily self-care, and then there's more long-term self-care, like weekly or monthly, like taking the time out for something special. But this is something that's easy to build into, for example, on Sundays, in my ideal perfect world, I go to kickboxing, come home, do the this, and then the other thing that I do for self-care, which I always feel really stupid mentioning, but I have really bad teeth. My family has congenitally weak enamel, so I've had 4 root canals in my life so far, and I will probably end up needing more. So because I'm psychotically at the dentist, one of my self-care routines involves spending 10 minutes brushing my teeth. I'll just be okay, toothpaste, okay, no, Sensodyne toothpaste, okay, we're gonna go with the Aqua Pick, okay, we go with the gel thingies that I have to bite into to put them all back on my teeth. My face keeps slipping.
That happens.
Yeah. That's why you're not women. Grayson's just dying over here. Ah! So Cachet's got one of the mud mask or the fly mask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, feel really.
Something else you can do when you do have the mask on your English word skin. Wow. Okay.
The word for skin.
I was thinking about a different language for a second and could not remember how to say skin. Great. Awesome.
Cool.
You can you can actually do. Cachet reminded me, you can actually do some massaging on your skin through the mask because it takes some of the tension off of your actual skin, and it doesn't disrupt as much the integrity on your skin as your fingers will.
Yeah.
Also, always use your ring finger. Don't.
Yeah, there was a beauty guru who did that. She was like, you should always apply concealer with your ring finger. And I watch a lot of beauty guru videos, considering I don't use makeup. But they like makeup, and they get excited about makeup. And I think that's another self-care thing is, you ever do that where you watch someone who's excited about something and you absorb that energy almost. It's like hearing someone go on about their favorite fan. I like that feeling. You really love this. That's awesome. My face is falling. What? Shush. I'm not good at not being expressive.
Listen, one day, Grayson, we gonna get you in a face mask.
I mean, I'm down, but I just what?
And my boy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I say we do this once a month. We do a productive care day, once a month, and we just come in. We can do sprints where it's go clean up your desk, and then we'll talk about self-care and how your week's gone, and we can do a mask. And I'm not painting my nails, but maybe I'll paint my nails. It would require
masks-
I know. I usually paint them black.
Masks are glorious. Like, the process of taking a mask off, once like you're done with the masking process, it's like your skin has meditated and marinated.
Marinated. Don't say marinated. I don't want to eat my skin.
Listen, the skin's the best part.
Just marinating my face.
Just marinating my face in tea.
The mask that I'm using is obviously by I Do Care, the Let's Get Sheep Face thing. It's called Time Warp. It's an acai berry mask, and it's on a eucalyptus fiber sheet, so it is biodegradable.
Mine feels like it's made out of those recycled coffers. Yeah, that brown whatever. Recycled paper kind of shenanigans.
Let's see.
Feels nice. It's got a texture to it.
Most
I
of
love
this
paper
is in Korean, but yeah, I mean it does have obviously the instructions in English, but
yeah,
let's see. It does have some glycol in it, so glycolic acid, which is really good for gently exfoliating your skin. For anyone who needs to know that. But it does also have acetyl alcohol in it, which means you need to moisturize your skin after you use it.
Yeah. Anytime you see the word alcohol in something, you should apply a moisturizer afterwards because alcohol evaporates quickly. But like this is the thing about
turmeric masks. The Naked Firefly is mentioning turmeric masks. They are so good for your skin.
Oh, can't you make those at home too?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to buy a sheet mask for that. You can just turmeric and I thought it was like honey or something.
Yes, I think. I mean, there are various recipes, but those are two main ingredients, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, no. One of the Charlie made me think of when she was talking about. Actually, I don't know. Is Charlie a guy or a girl?
Don't know.
Okay, Charlie, let us know your preferred pronoun because I'm trying to tell from the avatar. Cool, but I can't tell.
The
No,
avatar
can't tell.
lies sometimes, you know.
It's true. The avatars do lie.
I use neutral until somebody says otherwise.
Yeah. Well, we have a pronoun fish now. We have hen. Han is Charlie is a girl. Okay, so Charlie was talking about how cleaning up her desk made her feel really happy because now you can word. I think that's a really big part of the more boring bits of self-care, like cleaning your desk or doing the laundry or packing a lunch, is the mental clarity you have afterwards for having it done. Because now it's not clogging up your to-do list, and it's one less thing you need to stress about tomorrow. I have like 3 big old zits right over here, so I'm trying to make sure that this thing gets all rubbed into that.
The Naked Firefly says that her turmeric mask has aloe vera in it. I know about the green tea. Mine usually has the turmeric, honey, and green tea in it, but I don't always use aloe vera, but that probably would feel real nice.
I use aloe vera with everything, but that's because I have aloe vera all over my yard. Like we had
lucky.
Aloe plant. The aloe's weed. I mean, it's succulent, but it's also weed. Like it grows like gangbusters. All you need is one. You stick the dirt at one plant in a pot. I could put it on my windowsill. I could just take it outside my house. I now have 6 feet of aloe and a mango tree. But you know,
what step are you on now, Cache?
Step 2.
Mm-hmm.
I just got one more, and it's the clay mask. This is the Grayson facial cleanser.
Ooh.
And it smells wonderful. And the
I was
cucumber
about to
one.
say, does it smell good?
The cucumber one smells so good. Titan tried to lick my face.
the only one that did that is, do you remember those body something bottle cucumber melon?
Yeah, cucumber melon.
Remember?
Bath and Body Works. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't know what that was. So I was in Target and there was a box of it, and it smelled really good. So I put a little finger and then I ate it.
Oh,
Variation at the time of,
okay. Secondary pro tip for anybody who uses a sheet mask. I learned this from Ivan Ba. He is a YouTuber here on the YouTubes, and I love him. But he taught me this. Once you get to a certain point with your face mask, second step, double your wear for your face mask. Are you ready? Take it off your face. Put that bitch on your neck. Don't forget the neck and the décolletage.
This is décolletage, right?
Yes. And then you just stick that bitch right on there. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then inside your little packet, sometimes you'll have extra. You can use that.
The extra goo.
You can use the extra. Mm-hmm.
No,
especially because this, like you'll see it's falling off my neck a little bit because it's been on my face. You can use the extra goo, get that thing wet again, and attach it.
Yeah, they're slippery little guys.
Pro tips. We don't want wrinkly necks.
Look how much goo I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. Also, slap that on your elbows.
Oh my! Like in the break, other than like washing face to prepare to on the face mask, I was also I have psoriasis or eczema. We're not really sure. One of the two. And you too. I was putting on my Dexaril because it helps. So wait, which one did you have, Grayson?
Eczema.
What do you use?
I couldn't hear you.
What do you use? Do you use it that helps or just live with it?
I just live with it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I had to get something because I have it on my ankle now, and I don't really want to show you quite a level of capable of after boxing. Plus, it's kind of gross. I used to go from my ankle up to my. I had 3 times in a year because, in case anybody doesn't know, eczema and psoriasis are essential wound, the largest part of your immune system, which is your skin.
You're cutting up a lot.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
I mean, it's your internet. I don't know that you can apologize for technology.
Technology is evil. But yeah, so psoriasis and eczema are autoimmune disorders, so they can mess with your ability to fight an infection and put you at a greater risk of getting an infection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all kinds of fun.
See, that's when you say yours, you get it 3 times a year?
I had MRSA 3 times in 1 year, and that was what made me start dealing with it.
Oh.
Because after the 3rd time you get hospitalized for MRSA, you're like, okay, this is getting old.
Mm.
My eczema started out as like little patches, but now it's from basically my kneecap all the way to my foot, and then from the back of my thigh all the way. It's basically getting ready to go to my back.
Yeah, that was what I had. I had ankle to knee, and that was the point at which I started getting infections. I had to deal with it. You should try Dexaril. You have to order it off the internet, though, because America won't approve it. France does, though. I'm going to shed my skin like a snake now.
Hiss.
Okay, that really does look like you're pulling off skin. Like, I don't think...
It's going to look even more like I'm pulling off skin when I pull it off my throat. Now I look like I got baggy old woman skin.
But then, like, look, at the end, your skin just looks so good. Like, my skin never looks this good. Unless I'm taking off the face mask.
My skin smells delicious, and now I want tea.
So,
pro tip, if you don't want to eat food, don't get things that taste good. What?
This is thick as hell.
Yes.
This is like
oh,
super thick. And it's like, I've never done this before. I'm scared.
You're doing a great job.
You are doing a good job. The one thing that I'll say that makes it easier is if you try and keep it tips of your fingers instead of in the middle. It's kind of like work with dough. The more things get into the middle of your fingers, the more they get warmed up, and then you're just gooey all the way through.
Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. I've never seen my face like this before.
Yes.
But imagine how wonderful your skin's going to feel after. Oh, also, I stole a unicorn headband from the 13-year-old whose house I'm in.
That's cute.
Yeah. Well, they're not here. They're not using it. And the dogs are over there. Probably trying to become his boyfriends again. Also, they're brothers. Try explaining that to 10-year-olds. The puppies are wrestling.
Yes,
Like, yeah.
yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
But before I put on this face mask, I used my Hanu overnight serum just to like prep my skin. But like I said, it has cetyl alcohol in it, so I'm gonna put on my other moisturizer. This is by Neogen. It's Joan Day and Joan Night. Joan is also on YouTube. Joan Kim. She has a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. Jocelyn joined us. Oh,
Hey.
So late. Almost missed the face masks and cat headbands. Don't worry. There's more weird stuff to come. At some point, I'm going to have to pull off this extra skin around my neck, and that's going to be a disturbing image.
I love it. I love it. I stand. We shed our skin like we shed our past mistakes.
Yes. Our past epidermis.
I like
But
that.
I really feel like when you have a successful, like, you ever do that? You have a really great self-care session. Like, clean off your desk, do your skincare, stretch. Like, a big thing for me is meal prep because I work at a bakery. So if I don't pack a lunch, I will eat cake for breakfast.
Ooh, but yeah, though.
Oh,
yes,
after
though.
the 10th or 12th day, it's less cake and more. I don't feel so good.
Oh no.
Yeah. There's only so much cake your body can handle before your body's like, what are you doing? Stop it.
I've tested that way too many times.
I've never tested that, but it sounds like fun.
Just get a job. It's why people at donut stores don't like donuts. Yeah.
Just to try it once. I just want to do it once and then never do it again.
See, if you're going to do cake for breakfast, though, you have to do prinsess torta, which is the Swedish national cake.
I just feel like I heard princess turtle, and I'm not sure. Like
princess torta. Cake. Yeah, it's princess cake. It's a light vanilla sponge. There's a layer of whipped cream mixed with creme patisserie. More light vanilla sponge. There's a layer of seedless raspberry marmalade down at the bottom. There's a dome of whipped cream, and then the whole thing is covered in marzipan. So it's light, it's creamy, it's raspberry, it's almond. It's all of the favorite flavors of Sweden. And we have it every Tuesday because we can't think of another reason to have it. Birthdays, Easter. It's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Must have princess cake. Okay. Okay. Why not? Why not? Oh, I feel so goopy.
Oh no, at 18, I thought, I'm an adult now. I do what I want. So I knew I didn't have to ask my mom, can I have some cake? I went to Walmart and bought like 3 ice cream cakes and then 2 regular cakes. And sat there and ate them all day.
I did that. I bought a cake when I turned 18. I was like, or when I was an adult and didn't have to ask permission, I was like, you know what I'm going to eat today? McDonald's. What you going to do? Tell me it's not good for me? I don't care anymore. And then I felt like shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, that's your body's way of saying, hey, you're an adult. Don't do that.
Yeah.
See, when we're kids, but see, here's the thing. My parents never did that. When I was a kid, on Halloween, we were allowed to eat as much candy as we wanted, which meant that we ate as much as we could until we felt sick. And then the next day, we were like, can we have broccoli? Oh, feels so good. So by the time I was 10, binge eating candy was no longer appealing. I was just like, I've been down this road. It doesn't end well. It doesn't end well.
Yes. A look is occurring. Miss Cachet.
I had to take the earrings off because they were getting like hit. They were hitting the mask, and I was getting play on them. And I was like, wait a minute. no, these were special made. I'm not messing these up.
Oh, see, I only ever wear the same pair of earrings, and it's because I'm allergic to almost everything. So I'm just gonna put that right
So
there.
I had a pair of cowrie shell necklace made by one of these black writers that I follow. She's amazing, and so she made the earrings as a gift, like to go with it. So I was like, oh,
That's
no,
awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Oh, Monroe was saying that she did that stuff at the beginning of the school year, but it started to feel so bad with the cake, the junk food, I'm assuming. Like, your body will tell you when you're being a dummy. But the problem is that if you ignore it for a certain amount of time, you forget what it feels like to not feel like garbage. And that's when vegetables become a foreign concept. Like, oh, you mean it's not normal to have to go to the bathroom 12 times a day and feel like you're constantly going to vomit? It's like, yeah, no, that's not normal. That's not normal. But I was like, okay, so we are coming up close to almost 5 my time.
Correct. We're almost at 2 hours. We're out here with our face masks.
I love those. The dailies.
Are we breaking out adult drinks now? Is that what's happening?
That's what we're doing.
Cheers.
I got my little coconut. I've been waiting for it to thaw. I was like, okay, I'll do the face mask. It'll thaw.
Yeah, because if you try and do them when they're straight frozen, it's not. It doesn't work. What I do with those, because they're a little high test for me, is I'll blend one up when it's partially thawed with either like juice or more ice or something, and then my mom and I will split it, and then I'll have.
Nice.
But it's it's funny because the serum-y bits were on my skin, and so there are bits that are still like gooey, and there are other bits where the goo has gone, and I now just feel like a
give it a little tap into your skin too.
Get into my skin. You get into that skin.
I was like, oh, mask again.
No.
You don't.
Your mask. Yeah, your mask is fine with no tapping.
You do not tap your mask.
Yeah, sheet masks have a serum basically in it, and so once you take it off of your skin, like you still got some like dampness, so you can like bounce. Okay. You know, like you're bouncing in makeup with a sponge. I don't wear foundation very often, so I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's what they go on YouTube too. They got the thing and they go like that.
Yeah, I do the skincare. I'll put eye makeup on and like maybe a lipstick, but that's about it. I don't wear
mascara, lipstick.
Yeah.
If you want anything else out of me, there better be a free drink involved.
I don't even know how to process that.
Oh, Monroe is having Kool-Aid. That's her substitute for an adult juice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh wait, Monroe, how old are you? Oh, you're in
baby.
She's 17.
She's 17.
I think she said she was 17. And then we've got Ms. Cho in here, who's in high school, I believe, because she was taking AP courses.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple of
I remembered. I love it when I remember shit.
I know, right? It makes me feel like you actually like, oh yeah, okay. So yeah,
that's how I feel.
Really yeah, when you're like, oh, I remember your name, I remember who you are, because it is weird. You see so many names pop up, and then after a while, you start getting used to sort of similar names, and you start to really like. Grayson and I chatted in a live stream for 10 minutes, and then we decided, right, I'm gonna keep this human. This one's mine now. You're going to be my friend. This is just how it's going. Don't fight it.
I do that right day a lot. I'm like, oh, who are we adopting today?
Yeah, it's like what human have we decided to bring home today? But I feel like
Miss Alice is also 17.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wouldn't it have been great if in like middle school or high school, this had been a subject that was talked about, like self-care, like working self-care into your routine? Because they sort of have health class. They've gotten rid of a lot of that though, because you're not allowed to talk about sex.
Especially in the South,
having
in the
it, but you're not
southern, in
allowed
the
to talk
southern
about it.
United States, please.
Yeah. But I feel like that's such an important part of learning how to take care of yourself as an adult and like just function. So I think that would have been phenomenal if they had incorporated into like middle school when they did health, to incorporate mental health into that and how to look for signs of depression or anxiety, or how to just deal with stress, because nobody teaches you how to deal with that unless things go very wrong. You're just supposed to figure it out.
I think that there's sort of an upswing for education of that nature, especially like it's not very prevalent. I wish it were more prevalent, but the concept of a mental health day for school age students is it's becoming more common. And so I think that there's definitely a trend or an uptick in the idea that self-care is necessary. I just wish it would go faster, personally.
Yeah.
Because I think
I know there was
really
a school.
important.
Oh, in my school, we take calm career and life management. We do a lot of, okay, so it is happening. It is happening.
Alice, I believe, is in Canada as well.
Oh, they're 10 years ahead of us and everything. But
I wouldn't say that, but they've got leaps and bounds on certain subjects.
They have, and I know there was a school in Chicago that eliminated detention in elementary school, and they replaced it with like meditation or guided meditation or something. And they saw a dramatic shift in behavior as far as like long-term emotional wellness and well-being.
And then O. Monroe, who is in London, I remember, she said that once a term the school has to, by law, do a whole day on mental health.
Oh, wow. That's
right.
Awesome.
Like, I'm shocked, but maybe it's because, we all live in the laughing stock of the free world.
Because America don't care about education.
That's it.
I had to come off mute for that one because America don't care about education. And they don't care about people in general.
They don't.
True facts. Right? We are worker bees in the cosmic cog. That's about it.
Yeah, as long as we can produce it, that's all that matters. So, okay, so if you were going to design your perfect self-care routine, like whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, annually, what would that look like for you?
Ooh.
Let me think on that.
This is the thing. We talk about prioritizing self-care, but how can you prioritize something that you've never actually planned or given thought to? Like, what would you, okay, let's start with day to day. What would you do day to day to incorporate self-care into your routine?
Eat good food, well-rounded food. Like that's, I think I would definitely put that on the list.
Okay.
The yoga meditation every day.
Okay. Grayson?
Definitely meditation daily and cooking. Like I cook daily anyway, but I would say cook more extravagant recipes.
Maybe get more creative with it.
I feel like, hey, let me spoil myself. Let me have these bigger recipes. Let me give myself a big meal.
Yeah, like something that's got more than 3 ingredients in it.
Exactly.
It's like today I'm going to make aubergine lasagna instead of the easy Stouffer's lasagna that I can buy out of the Walmart.
You're so
freezer.
lucky I speak British and I know what aubergine is.
Eggplant.
Yes. I don't know what aubergine is because I watch Archer.
There's a Ooh, some seriousness. Pot of tea, woods in as a front view, a stack of books, and rustle leaves on my porch with an egg-shaped chair.
Yes.
That
sounds
Talk
perfect.
to me. Talk to me
Yeah.
more. I want to go there right now.
I feel like if I could take, unfortunately, I can't do this at my house now, but I've been thinking about this more because I will be moving to Sweden. In case anybody doesn't know, I'm moving to Sweden in the middle of a pandemic. It'll probably be fine, I hope. Anyways, my dad does have outdoor access. So I've been thinking about this more, and that I think is something I want to incorporate every day. Like 10, 15 minutes of being outside with either a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, preferably, and either a book or some music or my knitting, and just to be outside in the sun specifically, because I don't want to be out there when it's dark because it gets cold, and I don't like cold.
Yeah.
Which is bad because I'm moving to Sweden, but I'll figure it out.
You'll be fine. Just get yourself a wool cloak. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I do need a cloak.
You don't like the heat?
I hate the heat with the burning passion.
Well, then great. Move to Sweden with me.
I would gladly.
Yeah, bring your fiance. We'll move to Sweden. You know, you can get a house there for like 40 grand.
She's down for it. I was like jokingly like, what if we left the United States? She says, where? Let's go. I'm like, oh, okay.
My wife and I were talking about that, and we were like, we gotta go. And I'm like, let's go. Where are we going?
Yeah, I love how the conversation's gone from sort of like, should we, to where, and when can we leave? You know?
Like,
and then I had a good one. She would say more grounding at 3 a.m. than yoga and meditation than tea. Yeah, if I could incorporate stretching into that routine, maybe not necessarily yoga, but if I could just get stretching on a daily basis, I would call that I don't know why I'm separating the two in my head. Stretching is yoga, but I guess yoga.
I mean, yoga, there's like yoga involves stretching, but stretching is not yoga.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like yoga is a practice. Like you practice yoga. Stretching is just something you do because your body's like, hey, you're sore. Stretch.
Right. I mean, I think that like definitely incorporating stretching, it can be as easy or as complicated as you want it to be. Like if you wake up in the morning, feeling like P. Diddy, I couldn't help it. I told you sometimes. I have a problem. Grayson, you don't know me yet, but I have a problem.
That sounds like the best problem.
I heard it, but my problem was I heard it in the rhythm, and then you said it not the rhythm, and I was confused for a second. I was like, no, never mind. The words match. It's fine.
Yeah. Like stretching is something that you can incorporate like right when you wake up.
Yeah. And I used to do that. I used to do sunrise salutations, like just rolled out of bed, go through 3 cycles of sunrise salutations. But it's just
sometimes you don't even have to get out of bed, right? There are some stretches that you already do laying down, right? Wake up in the morning and do a couple of knee to chests, or hip rotation. Lift up your arms, stretch them behind your, like do the morning stretch, right? Just that's a stretch. And then you started your day off with at least a little bit of a stretch. And if you keep that going and add things to it, then eventually you'll roll out of bed after you do those first few stretches, and you'll do maybe hands to the earth and, stretch your arms out, and then you can move on to your day. Just slowly
Alice Cho is laughing at me in Canadian.
I'm laughing at you in Michigan, so.
Oh, Michigan.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a Southern girl in a Northern state. It's an emotional journey.
Yeah. That's a special sort of process. But like, okay, so you know what you would do for sort of, we've all talked about what you do in a day, but what would you do like as a self-care retreat? Because I think you need to stop at some point, whether it's a week, a month, a year. Like what would you do as a self-care sort of chunk of time to repeat every so often?
First, thank you, Jocelyn. Maybe one day I will do a morning stretch routine video.
Oh,
Maybe
that would
one
be
day.
awesome.
I'll write it down right now so I don't forget. I think
Oh, and Jocelyn, you can always go to her stream tomorrow. She does some great stretches on her Monday stream.
From Nolans to Boston, bruh.
Oh.
Ooh, honey child, sweet summer baby. It is going to be cold and windy. Like, get like the regular chapstick, you know, that Blistex. Put it on your cheeks before you go out in the mornings.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Get a coat that goes down to your knees too. None of this waist nonsense. Like, no. You need something that goes to your knees. Yeah,
we're talking like, we're talking Korean style padding. Like, get that shit that goes down to your knees for sure.
Yeah.
I think for like a retreat sort of thing, I would turn like my bathroom as much into an oasis as possible.
Like spa kind of deal.
Yeah, and like run some hot ass water and like steam the bathroom before I do anything else, and like make sure the door is closed, because that's going to activate like all of your pores and sort of get you feeling in the spa space. And if you don't want to take a bath or anything like that, you could just like soak your feet or soak your hands. Like, if you don't have a bath, you can use the sink and do like a hand soak, like put some nice soap like or salt or something like that, and actually just soak your hands.
Yeah. I feel like once I'm in Sweden, I'm going to want to, we've got Stuga. Sauna. We have saunas in, like, most people either have a sauna or have access to a sauna. So that's one of those things that I can't do. Like, I'm not doing that every day because that requires some time commitment, you know, but that's one of those things that I feel like really has a profound impact. So I feel like if I could do a sauna once a month, I feel like that would make a huge difference. Ideally more than that, but once a month I feel like would be big. But once a week, and this is going to be hard because right now I'm going to classes here in Florida and I don't know any gyms in Sweden yet, and I have to find the right fit. You know how it is. You got to find a somewhere you connect with. But I really want to do my kickboxing at least once a week because I still have the urge to punch things. And it's better if those things are a punching bag and not a person.
I mean, that's objectively true.
Yeah,
well, I wouldn't even say objectively. There are some people that you could totally punch and it'd be fine.
Is one of them the president? Anyways,
I can't say anything. I neither confirm nor deny any violence is ever necessary, ever. Facial recognition programming and FBI agent Friedrich.
Oh my God. Oh, Owen Rowe tried to take a hot bath once and actually passed out.
Yeah.
How hot
I mean,
that's water?
That's why I say, like, if you can't take a bath or you don't want to take a bath, try soaking your feet or soaking your hands. Like, anything that you can, like, remove yourself from if you're like, oh, a little dizzy. Like, you have to have a plan of egress.
Cold adult beverage. Yeah.
A+. Also, ADHD writer said, y'all, I know I'm scared. I'm a scared little baby.
They know what they're in for.
It reminds me of Z Frank, a scared little baby.
Scared little baby. So, Grayson, if you were going to do a self-care retreat, whether that's once a month, once a week, or once a year, what would be the thing that you want to prioritize?
Definitely meditation. Definitely meditation. That's so big for me. And then gaming. Definitely, like that is such a huge part of my life. It makes me feel amazing. And just the connection with people. It's not even just playing the games. It's the fact that I'm connecting with people while I'm playing games. Like we're going through this journey together because I like role-playing games. The story's amazing. So the community makes choices for me while I'm on screen, and then we go through this together. So if I fail, we technically all fail because they chose these choices. So definitely video games.
Yeah. It's, oh, Jocelyn was saying she lived down here in Florida
Ooh.
for a little while. Yeah, summer is not fun here. It's has to be avoided.
Yeah. I mean, I'm originally from just the South in general. I'm a military brat, and I was born in Oklahoma, and then lived in Texas, for which I am named.
Yeah.
My mom loved Texas so much that she was like, "My kid, I'm gonna give it that name, Austin. That's what it is."
But did you ever live in Austin?
No, I lived in El Paso.
Okay, because I'm imagining a tiny little Austin going to elementary school in Austin. The teasing would have been brutal.
I mean, I visited Austin when my brother-in-law was graduating from like airman school, whatever, in the military. And I was like, I have to go find the mural with my name on it. And I bought like so much stuff. And I'm like, I probably look like so much of a tourist right now, but I really don't. Like, the city is a vibe. It's chill, but it's just that stuff has my name on it and nothing ever has my name on it.
Yeah,
Like,
I really want to live in Austin at some point. Not in you. I want to live in the city.
I'm like, are you Miss Frizzle?
City.
Like, are you Miss
no,
Frizzle?
we're not doing magic school bus stuff. But the thing is, I'm going to grad school for biomedical research, so I will not be choosing where I live. My job will be choosing where I live once I graduate.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of once you have a graduate degree, is you go where the work is. But
yes,
Austin's one of the places where the work is. So is Austria and China.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Florida.
my wife is studying nuclear engineering, and so that's going to determine a lot of where we live in the future as well, which is
you might be in Italy.
I mean, that's true, but most likely this is a big reason why I'm learning Chinese. Like, one, I love the language. I found out that I really like the language, but they're like the head of nuclear research right now. Yeah. So likely that will be a place where we frequent. And she is not adept at learning languages where I am. So I'm learning so that at the very least, one of us can speak.
One of you will know. Well, because my cousin has a degree in quantum physics. That's it.
Oh.
And he was in Italy for a little while, smashing atoms together.
Ooh, but look at Cachet's skin, though. Hello.
Yes. Look at that glow.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
My skin feels like amazing. I'm like, oh, I got to do this more often. I like it.
I know.
Yeah, well, careful you don't overdo it, though. When you go from not doing it at all to doing it like once a day.
No, I don't plan on doing it for like another month. Like, it'll be a while, but I plan on doing this regularly because I got the other clay mix. I got the grapefruit one I get to try. Yep. So, yeah.
It feels nice, though, right? Like, you're just like, wow, I did not know that my skin could feel this fresh.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a pretty nice feeling.
I try to do it once a week. I try to do something, whether it's a mask or just using the cleanser that I forget I own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but like once a week, I feel like is my sweet spot. But I feel like everyone's skin's a little different. So you got to not only find the products that work with you, but find the timeline that works with you. Because if you either over or under treat skin, that can create its own issues, you know?
Yeah. Like I have just naturally like just bad skin. Like my mom, my mom, my dad, like it's genetic. So I've been working on skincare for a majority of my life, even though like, and it helps. Like there have been times when like I haven't been able to do any skincare at all, and it has been like I didn't realize my skin was as bad, like could get as bad as it could get until I stopped. And then I was like, oh, no, I have to keep doing this. Like, I'm like, am I really seeing results? Because, you know, I still have textured skin and like all of these problems and blah, 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 blah. Nah, when you stop, you know.
Yeah.
My skin tells me.
Jocelyn's asking which masks are your favorite, because the peel-offs are great, but they're a little big for her. And the one thing I will say is that it's going to depend a lot on your skin. So you can always recommend brands. What works for your skin might be different. So that's one of those things where I feel like it's worth getting multiple opinions, or like I like there's a couple of different beauty vloggers that are like Rach Loves. Rach Loves has a beauty tube channel, but she talks about skincare a lot. So she goes over a lot of different types of products. And so that's a really good resource. But like, Austin, what brand or what would you recommend?
So I'm typing in a few channels right now, especially for sheet masking, because I really like their advice. So I'm just writing the two that like they help my skin because they have had or have similar skin type to mine. So I just bought this brand. This is called I Do Care. Do is spelled like DEW. And I like that a lot. I also really like MetaHeal sheet masks. But a lot of sheet masks just have the same ingredients. Like these are by Baroness. There are some at Walmart. A lot of them, like I said, have the same ingredients. So you don't need something super expensive. And with sheet masks, so my face is small, but my forehead is big, right? So it's like I got a whole Tyra Banks head. And like, so sheet masks have a hard time fitting my face as well. But it's better for it to be too big than too small, because if it gets into like your scalp region and stuff, it's still going to be good for your skin.
There's nothing wrong with getting skin treatment in like I don't think people realize the skin under your hair is still skin, and it can still be prone to a lot of the same sorts of problems. The only thing you really don't want to do is if you have like hair that freaks out, or if you have dandruff, or if you have anything medically specific, you know, then you have to be careful about ingredients. But
right. Yeah. So with sheet masking, MetaHeal, their masks are a little bit smaller. I feel like they fit my face shape better because they're smaller but a little taller. Because they're built for big heads, and so it covers more of my face and doesn't have as much hang down on the chin. So I do recommend MetaHeal. I'm gonna type that in if you want to try.
I actually like the hang down on the chin because this sort of area is where I get a lot of my acne because of the mask. So, and between that and the extra goop factor, I'm just like, soak into the neck. Yes, my precious.
And then for like clay masks and like masks that you actually will like, or peel offs or whatever, really any brand is good there as well, because the ingredients again are very similar. I really like fruit extract masks and charcoal masks. You have to be really careful with like the mint masks because they can really, really dry out your skin.
They can be a little aggressive. I have the same problem with some of the fruit masks. Some of the fruit masks, you have to be careful if it's a type of fruit that you either might be prone to a reaction to or is just a little too astringent. So I usually stick with the charcoal or the green, like the green tea, just because my skin's a special little baby and it likes to pitch fit if I use the wrong one.
And then again, this is like specifically for my skin because my skin is sensitive and acne prone. and I like it's just sensitive to everything, except for the sun. I've never had a sunburn, but like any sort of chemical or anything topically that I put on it, it's very sensitive to. So a lot of the things that I pick are really like specialized for my skin, and I've gone through a lot of trial and error. So don't be scared of trial and error.
Yeah,
It
I
will
think
happen.
trial and error is your friend, and also talking to someone who works at one of these places too. Not necessarily a salesperson, because obviously they're going to try to sell you something, but talking to someone who's worked with multiple different types of products, like someone who's worked at a salon, that kind of expertise for your skin type is very, very useful. Because mine, I have to be very careful, because if I trigger a reaction, I might end up with eczema on my face, which is so attractive. So attractive, big red welts. But we are closing in on 2.5 hours here, folks. So I'm thinking maybe we take a 2-minute break to do a little bit of deep breathing, and then we can say goodbye to all the wonderful people.
Okay.
Does that sound good? All
Okay.
right. Hang on. Haha.
Sounds good to me. I was over here going selfie crazy with this glowing skin and whatnot. So.
Well,
you're
it's
like,
just naturally beautiful.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and then the curls, like maybe I'll go touch the curls up just a little bit, make
Make yourself a little pretty.
That's right.
I feel pretty.
Oh yeah, and I think feeling good about yourself is honestly one of the better things that you can do just as far as self-care and mental health. Because when you feel better, you are more able to tackle the stuff that you need to tackle, you know? And it just gives you a better perspective throughout the day. But all right, so I'm gonna hit go on this guy. This is just a 2-minute deep breathing timer that I put up on my channel after all of those wonderful self-care streams from the Evergreen Virtual Writing Oasis, which if you missed it, the playlists are up and you can keep going through those. But I rewatched them while I was house sitting as like my own private retreat, and I felt like making this. So you can use this whenever you're doing some writing sprints and just need to take a moment for you. That was it. That's 2 minutes.
was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I feel like people
No,
are always afraid to stop and take a break because they feel like they're going to be derailed. But 2 minutes is just 2 minutes. It's a much shorter time than you think. And if you want to take twice that time, you can. But when you take those 2 minutes to just breathe, whatever problems you were tackling or whatever else you have left to deal with just seems a lot smaller. So, would you lovely ladies and gentlemen like to tell the wonderful people who you are and where they can find you and all that shenanigans? I'm going to point in the right direction now.
Hello, my name is Austin K. I'm from the channel Austin K, which is my name, which is right there. And I am currently in the middle of my 1-year novel project for So Tall the Trees, which I will be publishing at the end of this year. Also, on Mondays, I do a very chill, peaceful live stream called Monday Night Write. It's not strictly for writing, but whatever art or project you want to work on, we just sort of hang out and check in with each other so that we can start our weeks off on the right foot. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. So tomorrow, come and see me.
And Miss Cachet?
Woo!
Hey everybody, I'm Cachet. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. I stream on my channel on Thursday evenings at 10 p.m. Eastern, and I will be back Sundays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern for Self-Care Sundays on my channel starting next week. I will also be adding a secondary week stream time every other week. I will be letting you guys know that on the 1st. So, yeah. Oh, I dropped 2 videos yesterday. You should go check them out.
Yes, Kitty!
Yes, I saw you did a collab with Lizelle Samberry, right?
I did a collab with Lizelle Samberry and Marissa Mohi. One on diversity in writing, specifically stereotypes, and the other on world building.
Yes, I've seen the one on world building. I have not seen the one on diversity in writing yet. The one on world building I can attest to is fabulous. So diversity in writing, I think you should check them both out. And Grayson, would you like to introduce us to you and your kitty?
So this is not the one that caused me issues earlier. This is the good one.
Oh, Dean.
This one's Dean Ross Winchester.
Hello, Mr.
I wasn't
Winchester.
calling you. Yeah, there's no food, buddy. There's no food. Okay. What it do, everybody? I'm Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasies and to warm mugs of coffee. I'm working on getting my vlog up next week. I didn't realize how many clips I've made, and now I'm trying to trim down, and that's hard.
Yes.
The vlogging is definitely a thing. Like, you record everything thinking you're not gonna have enough footage, and then when it's time to record, you're like, I got way too much footage.
Like, I got 3 hours. This is a documentary series for the BBC here. What do I do with this?
I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough, and I'm like, oh, I have way too much. What do I do with all of this?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work on trimming down, buddy. You're not gonna have my drinks. He's trying to get into the rum. That's
No
wrong.
rum for you, Dean.
Listen,
Nice. You like beer.
Dean, that's not pie.
It's not pie. You need to see my tank top. I have a tank top that says, I hope your apple pie was freaking worth it. Yeah, I got it for my 30th birthday. Anything else to add, Mr. Grayson? When are you going to be dropping the vlog? Do you know?
It'll be sometime next week. I'm gonna say sometime because I'm also working on the Black Author Tubers tag, and I can't remember what else. So there's 3 different things I'm working on next week.
It gets hard to keep track after a while. I know. And hello again, everybody. My name is Eve Daniels, aka the Nerdy Nanny, and I create kids' books meant to engage, inspire, and educate. And I also ramble on the YouTubes with other weird human beings on occasion. Usually about writing, sometimes about the fact that I'm panicking over moving to Sweden.
It's me. I'm weird human being. I'm all of them.
You're all the weird human beings. Yes, she's secretly 7 human beings. Mostly put into a llama suit and then masquerading as a regular human.
It's true.
It's true.
I can't deny this.
But I will probably be streaming on a monthly basis, once I move, I just need to get on the other side of the planet first, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So if you'd like to see more videos on kids' books, writing, collabs, and hanging out with these wonderful weirdos, then make sure you hit the subscribe buttons on everybody's channels and ring the little bells, because if you just subscribe, you will never know when anybody puts out brilliantly new content. You'll just find out a month later that you've missed 6 videos, which seems to be how YouTube's growing these days. Yeah. Who are you waving at?
The fireman.
Oh, okay.
I live right across the street from a firehouse. When I see the fireman, I'm like, oh, hey.
Oh, yeah, you and me both. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll make this into a monthly thing. So I'll be seeing some of you guys next month. Bye.
Annyeong, 再见, bye bye.